All right.
Hey,
Hey guys, Robin
Jack.
with Inwits.
Inwits.
Back again.
Again.
It seems pretty quick because we had the one after
I
the other.
know. Episode 10.
Episode 10.
Yeah, here we go.
What do you think? Where's your notes? Nothing. No
Nothing,
notes.
don't
no
need any
need-
notes.
okay,
I mean, I
awesome.
just did 5 episodes in one go. So,
Yeah, I know.
Well,
Yeah, this is easy.
This is easy, you know. So, well, I guess, look, we had the Libby's gone home, and, you know, they come back from tribal. Nothing. They didn't even really have an after tribal. Normally, you know, you come back and it's after
Yeah.
tribal. They didn't really have one.
No, there
Because I think it was pretty.
It's pretty, like you said, it's this strange group of players that don't want to let go of this
Yeah.
division, and it was kind of, this is what it is.
So they didn't even have after tribal, and we pretty much just go to the beach for the
Reward?
the reward challenge, really.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. You
Well,
know?
I like when they get straight into the challenges.
Oh,
I do
true,
enjoy
true.
the challenges.
You know, I usually, if there's a bit, normally you can get some information about alliances
Yeah.
and that, but there's nothing to really get because it's all pretty plain.
It is, but maybe there's something, as what unfolded through this episode, maybe there's something that we aren't getting that we didn't see.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Well, I hope you're right.
Just from
Hope you're
Dez's mindset.
Oh,
we will talk.
We'll get
we'll
into
get to,
Des, yeah. But anyway, what did you think of the challenge?
I loved it.
Yeah, it was good.
Wait, hang on. Because I've got 6 episodes all mashed up in my head. Which was the challenge again?
Oh, you I had to unlock the cages.
Yeah. And Thingo's holding
Yeah.
on. Yeah, Michael's holding on to
the
thing,
boat.
and then Dom's just floating around.
I
in the
know,
river.
like that. But there must have been strong currents because that boat
Yeah,
was
that
taken
was
off,
gone.
man.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked that challenge. And then there was the puzzle, and the puzzle having the couple of false pieces.
Look. Actually, they hadn't done that before, as far as I remember.
From memory, I think they may have, but I
Right,
think
maybe,
yeah.
yeah.
But I liked.
But I
that
liked
much
it
of
because it's like, you know, Dom was the first one. Like, hang on, how come there's 2 outwits?
Yeah,
You know, and then
and
that's
then it
good.
clicks.
I
Yeah.
like that. But Malalo finally wins one. Well,
Oh.
Orange team anyway. So there's no
Yeah,
Malalo
yeah.
anymore.
And they
Yeah.
decimate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, and then they go off to their little brunch or whatever,
Mhm.
and you know, Michael. Again, look, yeah, kudos to Michael. He's in a grouped situation, so he makes the pitch.
yeah.
You know, keep me around. I'm loyal. Blah blah blah.
Which is a fair pitch, I feel, when
Well,
the
he's gotta do
game.
something.
Yeah, well, when the game, like we said last week, you kind of got a 4-4 split, that's what we assumed it was, a 4-4 split, and Michael being the swing, which wasn't the
No,
case
no.
in the slightest.
No. Look, I don't think there's a 4-4 split because
It wasn't a strong 4-4 split. It was just like if
Yeah.
you kind of play around with
you
who's
had
kind
Callan and the other girls, and then you have like Malalo, but
And-
not
yeah.
really, not really. But that's because of Dom, Wendell,
Dom and
Laurel,
Wendell and the
Jonathan,
two
right?
Malolos.
So, but anyway, look, yeah, and look, he makes the pitch during it, and Cullen, yeah, you know, one on the camera is like, yeah, haha, Michael's going home today.
Yeah, Sebastian said this,
Yeah.
and I know we're still,
And Chelsea was just nodding and saying yes. You
Yeah,
know,
we're
so
still
I know
strong.
we're still strong and all this.
Yeah.
And then but then she says the magical words. I feel like my game's really coming out and it's ramping up.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there going,
What are you doing though?
What are you doing?
Why do you feel like this is
Yeah.
your game is ramping up? Like,
That's it. What?
just because you're getting closer to the end?
I don't know.
Like-
She's got no game to speak
This
of.
has a very similar vibe to Australia season 1,
Yeah, it does actually.
where no
Uh,
one seems to be playing anything.
Anything. Like, really, who's got a resume?
No one's got a resume.
No one.
The only one who I think would be Michael because he's fighting for his life.
Exactly.
He's played 2 idols, saved
Yeah.
himself twice.
He can sit there and go, I was a target for like 6 votes.
Yeah.
And I survived. You know,
Exactly.
that would be just awesome.
There's
That's a great
there's
resume.
nothing going on within Tribe
No.
at all. What?
Look, I think the only people that could, at this stage, really claim to have orchestrated everything from the merge would be Dom and Wendell, but it'd be a really loose claim.
Yeah, it's
Because they're the only ones who have actually gone across the lines, right? They've gone
Mm-hmm.
and gotten Donathan and Laurel, right?
yeah.
And
It's funny
I
when we're
wasn't
talking
gonna-
about this 4-4 split, and you
Yeah.
know how you're saying some people just are invisible,
Yeah.
and I realised we didn't even include Sebastian, and I was like, no, he's not
Yeah.
invisible. Yeah, no, he's there. He wasn't
is.
there. Yeah.
But him and Jenna are just no one.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, they're just. I don't even know how they're getting told what to vote.
Yeah.
You don't even see them getting told.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
But look, Dom and Wendell have crossed the lines and gotten Laurel and Donathan, and at the end of the day, it's turned out to be good for them because Laurel said something in this episode I found really interesting. When Desiree came to her with the plan, she went and told Dom. But in a one-on-one to camera, she said, well, I don't want Desiree upsetting our majority.
Yeah.
Our majority. She's not thinking of it Navita's majority, right?
Yeah.
She's thinking of it, like,
It's
so Dom
personal.
and Wendell have got it to the point where Donathan and Laurel think that they're part of the Naviti majority.
Yeah.
So it's good play from Donathan and Wendell's part, right?
Yeah.
That they've included these guys enough that they're quite willing to sit there and watch their Malolo. Their only other possibility of getting further in the game being
Go away
decimated.
because that's just naive.
It is. It is. On the other hand, it might be true. Like Dom and Wendell might, when the last Malala is gone, right? They might turn around and start getting rid of the Navitis. And
They
keep
might.
Donathan and
They
Laurel
might.
around.
When they get rid of
But
Michael, it's possible. But
this is the problem. Where is Donathan and Laurel in that? And this is the problem I have. At the moment, Donathan and Laurel, last episode and this episode, they had misgivings about what's going on.
yeah.
Like, Donathan's like, last episode was like, I get the feeling if I don't vote with Malala this time, my game's over. Right? That's what he said last episode. This episode, he just goes along with Wendell and Dom again. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, yes, Donathan, you're right. You and Laurel are doing nothing except getting your orders from Wendell and Dom.
I guess from their perspective, maybe they weren't because the whole Des disaster, and they were really sticking to they're fighting for this, and that was kind of like I don't know.
No, they're just following orders. They're just
pulling
troopers
loose
at the moment.
strings. Yeah.
Dom and Wendell are telling them what to do, and they're doing it. It's as simple
but
as
do you
that.
think that them vouching, Donathan vouching for Laurel and the story, and Michael vouching the story,
No, it was-
helps Don and Wendell see the actual truth of what happened?
No, look, I think it was this. I think what happened was, I think Donathan and Laurel vouching for the veracity of the story just convinced Dom. Because Dom was the one that went to Callan and was like, and Callan was like, no.
What was
you're
wrong?
crazy.
Yeah, you're delusional, Callum. If you think everything is above board,
Exactly, right?
Like it's Survivor.
This is a girl that's just come back from a lunch where she said, my game is ramping up. And somebody comes and tells you that somebody who was close to
and
you
you
was...
don't even want to believe it.
And you don't even want to believe. Like, she point blank just said, no, that's not possible.
Yeah. Thank God she saw the light in the end.
Well, I don't think she did.
Well, yes, she voted for...
I know she did, but what I don't think she did in the sense of saw the light. I think what Dom has actually said to her is something along the lines of, look, Desiree has to go. Because Dom was really, really quite adamant that Desiree would have to go now, right? I don't think Callum was happy about Desiree going. Have a look at her,
It's a broken heart, but maybe it's because Des betrayed her trust. You can read it.
No, I'm not worried about the broken heart. But have a look at her face when Desiree goes, right? Throughout that whole council, she's not happy.
Yeah.
She's sitting there and either way, from her perspective, she loses here, right?
Yeah.
She never, when Desiree goes, she didn't have a smile on her face.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if you betrayed me, and I knew you betrayed me, I'd be like, goodbye, right?
Yeah.
No, she was unhappy a whole council, right?
But it also puts her in a really shitty situation.
Of course, she
doesn't it?
just got rid of 1/4 of her power base.
But it wasn't her power base, and now she's had to
Exactly.
tack onto someone else.
No, but from her perspective,
yeah,
she's
her
got
perspective, she's got rid of a power base that wasn't her power base.
Exactly.
And has now latched on to someone else who they're already stronger, and she's now at the bottom of this. Power base.
Exactly.
So she hasn't worked out very well for it all.
That's what I mean. Like, she's had to go with Dom. Now she knows that Dom and Wendell have the power, and she doesn't anymore. The other problem she's got is Chelsea's name was in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't Desiree.
Yeah.
It was Desiree and Chelsea, right? And Chelsea's gone, no, it wasn't me, right?
Yeah, you didn't say the words.
You didn't say the
words
words,
didn't come
right?
out of your mouth, but you were there. You were in that
Exactly.
conversation.
So, Chelsea's going to have a mark. So that's another blow up for Callan. Her little power block just disintegrated in front of her, right? And that's why I think she voted for Desiree in the end, not because she wanted to, but because she had to in a way.
Yeah.
To stick with Dom.
I just feel like I hope she saw the light with the way. God, we've jumped ahead here. The way Des reacted.
I think Des did something wrong, but we'll get into that.
Well, let's back up first.
Okay, let's
back
go
up
to Des.
Well, before even that, we get Michael.
Well,
And
Okay.
Michael knows he's on the bottom and he needs his immunity item.
Yeah.
And
I
he
don't know
says it.
why he did that.
I know, but he also says it. He says, "Look, I know I have no other hope here." Well, yeah, you can. Just go find it yourself.
Exactly.
You've done it
Why do you
before.
need Donathan?
And he said that. He said, "This is the worst thing you can do in Survivor,
He
but I need to
did.
do it." Why did you need to do it?
How many times have we heard this season somebody say, like Dom, we know, said just after he told somebody about his idol, I know that you should never tell anybody about an idol. And now we got Michael sitting there going, I know you should never look
Share-
with it
yeah,
for an idol, share
with
an
someone.
idol. And I know it's the worst thing you can do. And he does it.
And he
I
does
was
it,
like,
and he left. And lucky the numbers came his way because Donathan isn't using it for him.
Donathan,
He was
one,
never using it for him.
one of the clarifying moments of this episode should have been for Jenna and Michael, right? When Laurel told Dom about Desiree's plan, it should have been very clear to Michael and Jenna at that stage that Donathan and Laurel are not with them.
Well, no, but. Oh, yes.
You see what I'm trying to get at?
Because Michael's on the bottom here and goes, "This is a
Yes.
lifeline for me."
Yes.
And this is a potential.
Exactly.
And Laurel has gone straight away.
Straight away. And then Jenna and Michael should be looking and go, okay, you two are with Dom and Wendell.
Yeah.
Oh, that means me and Jenna are by ourselves.
Yeah.
In which case, going and looking for an idol with Donathan should be, because then you're just giving the majority an idol.
And
It's
that's
crazy.
that's an oversight in what was going on.
Oh,
there.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Big oversight.
Yeah, so that's a bit of a shame because I was really hoping he'd find it, and it's now Donathan's got it. Love the concept of the two idols now have to be together to actually be an idol. I'm liking those little
Oh, no,
additions in
I
Ghost
like that.
Island.
I like that. And I like that it was underneath it was buried underneath their sleeping
Yeah,
mat.
great.
That was good.
I still would have loved it to be hidden at Ghost Island, Island
no.
as well. Just because I feel like we're not getting the use
I
of
know.
Ghost Island.
I know. Look, I did like Ghost Island this time round because when Angela went, I was like, okay, she's going to get an advantage, right?
She gets the no vote.
But she got the no vote and no advantage at all. And
Yeah.
I like that. Like, there's got to
Yeah.
be a downside as well.
I'd like to see the downside rather than no game today.
Yeah.
But I'm still adamant that, God, I wish it wasn't just you get to open a little half bamboo
Yeah. Oh,
chest thing.
I don't mind that.
I just wish you could. It was more like you have to find this, and it's like just say we've got. It's a 50-50.
I wouldn't mind. I agree with you. I mean, a mini challenge almost.
Yeah, a mini challenge. Like, yes, I'm happy for. Okay, let's just take it. We've got 3 options.
Yeah.
Which one do you pick? Well, instead of just they're right in front of you, you take 3 paths.
Yeah, that's
Just it's simple, and now you've got to
Yeah.
find it at the end of this. Here's your map. You pick a map to the path, and you've got to follow the map. So there's a chance that one they find it and it's nothing in there. One they find it, there's an advantage, or one they go down the path, they can't even find the chest.
Yeah. Okay.
Just another element of urgency or heightening the stakes of Ghost Island, where it's like, I can't find this thing. I'm leaving Ghost Island soon.
Maybe look. I think maybe the only problem with that would be airtime.
Too much airtime.
Too much
Yeah,
airtime.
that's fair because then we
Yeah.
wouldn't get back at camp because we
Yeah.
want to know.
Is that?
Yeah,
So-
that's valid.
And the other thing would be the time away from camp for the contestant. You know, might be too long. If
Well,
like,
they're away a day. It's like Exile.
Yeah, I know,
They're away a day.
yeah. But
So
anyway,
it's the same.
I don't know.
But airtime, you're correct.
yeah. But anyway, look, I suppose we should start with Desiree then. And Desiree had the right idea. Probably a little late.
Oh,
The
did she though?
No, she did. Like she did what I often say people should do. If you're on the bottom, go to the other mob and say, "Look, it's time to change up the game," right? And I often say this about contestants that are on the bottom. I say, go to, or you know, if they're on the bottom of the major alliance, go to the minor alliance and say, "Well, who would you like to go?" This is the mistake I think she made. She went to them and she said, "I want Callan, Dom, and Wendell."
Yeah.
She didn't give them off. She didn't come to them and say, "Who would you like to
Well,
get
she
rid
said,
of?"
"Yeah, I want these 3, and I
Yeah.
want to get rid of Callum first."
And I want to get rid of Callan first. Now, here's the other side of the story, though. Like, and this is why I think Donathan and Laurel are just soldiers for Dom and Wendell. At that stage of the game, what's wrong if we 4 are together? And this is something I said last episode. If we 4 are together, Dom, Laurel, Donathan, and Wendell, if we're the major 4, what's wrong with Callan going? Why couldn't Laurel have gone to Dom and Wendell and gone, "Hey, look, Desiree's going to flip. She wants to get rid of Callan. This is a good opportunity for us to get rid of Callan."
Mm-hmm.
What would be wrong with that? Instead, Laurel's gone to him as if, "Oh, this is a disaster.
But
Desiree.
Laurel's also gone with them going. Yes, they're getting one of. They're targeting Dom and Wendell, which she doesn't want. But also for someone they're getting rid of a Navidi.
Yeah,
But you're not.
exactly.
You're not Navidi.
That's what I'm trying to get at. Like, there's if
It's
you're
like, but that was her thing. It's like they're
Yeah, I
going
know.
against. We should be getting rid of Michael.
Michael, right? And this is what I'm trying to get at is why are you locked into this majority view? What
Yeah.
your majority is for.
Well,
Nobody else matters. And that means everybody else can be voted.
And then on top of that,
You know.
your majority is really you.
Yeah,
no one else
exactly.
really matters.
Yeah.
What
Your obvious majority is
is
yourself,
you.
right?
So
what's it matter if Callum goes home? And this is why I'm saying Don and Laurel are Don and Wendell's soldiers because they're not thinking for themselves. They're not sitting there and going offering alternatives.
And at the same time, here they are just hanging out with Michael.
Exactly.
When they still want to get rid of
Get rid of him.
because you're still not Navidi.
That's
you're
right.
you're included because you're higher on the pecking chain, but you're still out and isolated.
And it seems to me like Donovan and Laurel have never actually sat there and gone, who goes after Jenna and Michael's gone?
I don't know.
Who's the next fight? Do you think it'd be me and you? No, it'd be Navidi.
It'd be, yeah, it,
You
it
know?
hasn't been since. It's just that I think. Look, yes,
But
Des
Desiree did the right thing. She tried to get.
tried to play the game.
She tried to play the game. She tried to get the minority, who she thought was a solid minority. She didn't know about the
But
Don
this is
Laurel
this is a
alliance.
big fatal flaw in Des, and I think was why my gut was like, I think she's going home last week because she was my pick.
Okay, yeah.
She's got this fatal flaw of she has to do like, and I said it in one of the episodes where she has to be the hero. It has to be her time to shine. She wanted to do the puzzle.
Yeah, look,
she wanted to do this.
I had no problem with that this episode.
I don't have, but my problem is she's stretched too far. You've got Michael as a clear,
Yeah, but that's in her favour at this stage.
but why'd she bring everyone in? Why is she telling
Oh,
everyone like?
No. That's look. I agree with what she did. You have to go to the other minority, and
Yeah, but your minority.
her failure was the Donathan Laurel alliance.
They're
She
not. Yeah,
didn't
they're
know
not.
about that.
How do you not know about that?
Well, this is
They've been
this
voting
is,
with you for 3, 4,
Well,
5 tribals.
Well, this is something I guess I'm going to bring up. I was going to bring up later, but and this goes back to let's say Game Changers, right? Do you remember Andrea from Game Changers, right?
Yeah.
Andrea, she's one of the best. I think she's one of the best players I've ever seen. And one of her strengths is social map.
Yeah.
Her ability to map the alliances, who was with who, and what the state of the alliances were it's probably the best I've ever seen in a game. Nobody in this game, none of these contestants seems to actually have a social map of who's with who and who's. Nobody seems to be counting votes at the end and walking away and going, adding up the votes and figuring out who's voting with who or anything.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like Donathan and Laurel have not been mentioned, and they're clearly voting with you.
Yeah.
It's not that they're out there struggling to survive.
No, that's right.
They're not in any threat. They don't feel threatened. They don't feel
Look
under
how
any
relaxed
gang.
they
They're
are.
so relaxed. Yet you do have Michael, who's one of the only ones who doesn't feel relaxed.
He's the only one that doesn't feel a lot. I don't think Jenna feels relaxed.
Yeah, you don't see her.
But you
at
don't
all.
see her
You don't
enough to see that she's not. But I don't think she feels safe. But like if I was in the Malolo camp and I saw Donathan and Laurel going around as relaxed as they are,
Yeah, it's
I'd
like
be going, well, hang on, why am I on edge because I'm Malolo and they're not?
So that's my thing with Des.
Yeah.
It's like she tried to get too many people on board on a plan, and
No,
it's
no.
a blind side. I
Yeah.
feel why she wanted her, someone who was in her little group of 4 over the Dom and Wendell when she could have blindsided them quite easily, keep her 4. She wanted to get rid of Callan,
Yeah.
but Callan was technically in that little foursome girls.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And she's like, Callan, Dom, Wendell. Why don't we just aim for Dom and Wendell, keep Callan in for the moment and be like, hey, the 4 of them,
And then go
the
off
4
the
of them,
minority.
and the minority is Michael, who needs a lifeline.
Yeah,
That's
okay,
5
yeah,
votes straight
yeah.
away on Dom and Wendell, who don't see it coming. And then she can go through. I think she just
I think there's
grabbing too many people in my mind is now we've got, like we said, Donathan and Laurel are calm. They're safe. They're not in danger. We know he's in danger. We know he needs a lifeline. So let's get Michael in, and only Michael.
I
Because
think
he
there's a
wants
problem.
someone to talk to him.
I think the problem there is that, and as we see this episode, and this is another topic I wanted to bring up, Callan is obsessed with Michael.
Because it's the Navidi.
No. It's not about Navidi.
It's just
Malai.
Michael.
It's just Michael. Like, she was like, "Oh, Michael's going." How many times this episode
Yeah,
she
she
say
said
Michael's
that a
going
few
home?
times.
And then she
'Cause
said,
that's
"I've been
the
trying
plan.
for ages to get rid of him." Right? And I'm like, "This is an obsession."
Mm.
It seems to not be anything. I don't understand why she's going him so hard. But anyway,
Yeah.
I think the problem here is Desiree knew she had no hope of talking Callan into anybody
That would
else.
be that must be the only thing.
Yeah, because like if it's pretty obvious to camera that Callan's saying Michael all the time.
Yeah.
To the rest of those three girls, she must be saying Michael all the time. It's like she's got him on
It's
the
just
brain. It's unbelievable.
I just don't see any strategy from anyone at the
Well,
moment.
no, look, I do think Desiree did the right thing. I think she didn't execute it very well.
No,
So-
she didn't execute well. I do believe that.
only because of her information, lack of information. I think she should have done some groundwork first. Like perhaps rather than just going straight to them like she did, maybe go and sputter them up for a while and talk to
Yeah.
them and see what they're thinking.
Yeah,
Right?
and
Find out where they're at.
Maybe individually as well, or
Yeah,
at
that's
least
what I mean,
Donathan
yeah.
and Laurel, and be
Yeah.
like, "What's going on?
Yeah.
We need to make because you
But-
do need to make a move." And this is
But the strategy was sound. You go to the minority, you try to get the numbers so you can flip, right? But
she didn't go to the
I-
minority
exactly, she didn't know she thought she was going to minority. and
because
that's where it failed.
they're so blind with this Navidi Malolo.
I
thing.
know.
That's the thing they're blind about, which like
It's this divide's killing the game because like the only people who have crossed it are Don, Wendell, and Laurel and Donathan.
Mm.
And I'm not going to be at all surprised to see those four sitting at the when it gets to the final four.
especially because 3 of those 4 now have immunity idols.
Exactly right.
And it's like 3 of those 4 are packing heat.
Oh, yeah, exactly right. Like, and we're getting down to the nitty gritty here, right? We're getting like we're under what? How many?
We've got 3 on jury.
9 left or something.
Yeah. There's
Something
still,
like that.
there's still a
9?
few to go though. There's
No,
still,
no. But what I mean
our
is,
final tribal cancels are
it's
pretty
9.
full.
In 3 more cancels, it's down to 6, and that's
Yeah.
real. That's real nitty gritty. But they've got 3 idols, which can make sure that basically all 4 of them make it to 6.
Yeah.
Well, if you get 4 people to 6, you've got the game.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how much idols is within that 4.
Yeah,
Like, all we
exactly.
need is Laurel to get one, and
Here's
then
a question for you: would you have helped Donathan get the idol? Because I was thinking about it from Michael's perspective, and I was like, I wouldn't have helped.
But Michael's thinking maybe he'll help save me.
Yeah, I wouldn't be thinking that at all.
That's
neither
because
would
that's
you.
no, I wouldn't. But that's also why he's almost told Donathan. He's like, I need to get this idol. Can you help? We need to stay in this game. And he's kind of done it almost like I don't know why he didn't do it because he's done it by himself so many times already. But that just blows my mind that he's just opened it up.
The thing
But
that
it's
saved
like,
him twice is him having an idol and him finding it by himself.
Yeah.
Why would you mess that up by splitting it?
Unfortunately, I feel like that's his game.
Look, unfortunately, I think that's his
He needed
done.
that. Yeah.
I think
Within
if
the
he
next
had,
couple of weeks, he's gone.
I think his biggest mistake when he looks back on it will be asking Donathan. Look, he'll realise what a horrible mistake that was, because I think he's gone.
Yeah.
Right, I think Callan's going to come back to Dom. Look, I just voted out Desiree Solomon
need
and
to
Michael
get
this
Michael,
week,
yeah.
and he'll go, yeah, no problem.
Because they've still got stacks of numbers. And
Exactly.
It just depends on how much, I guess, because again, for some unknown reason, I didn't see what happens next time on Survivor again.
I couldn't help but see it because it was before the vote. This
It's
time.
always before the vote. That's why I don't know how
Is
you see
it?
it. It's
Oh,
always that, and then they go to the vote. So I can't remember.
Sometimes it's before. Oh, anyway, let's go on.
I can't remember.
But
I know I
anyway,
saw it, but I can't remember.
Look,
it.
I think Michael's gone.
Yeah, it's going to be hard because he's got nothing and he needs something.
Well, the problem is he's got nothing. Literally, like all he's got's Jenna. And
He
really,
need- he
Jenna
needs-
can't stick with him. If she wants to survive, she has to abandon
Yeah,
him quick,
he
right?
needs to win.
He needs an idol, and
Well, he
Donathan
needs
just
to win the
took-
challenge.
or he needs immunity, correct? But Donathan just got the island's idol,
Mm-hmm.
so he's out of luck idol-wise. He knows that
Yeah.
now. He's got to win the next immunity challenge, or he's home.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for him. I'm not going to say he's going to go home yet, but I know that not having that idol is really, really bad for him.
Oh,
For someone who's that far on the bottom,
absolutely.
who hasn't really.
Do you want me to tell you what's happening next week?
Yeah, go for it. Like I know
Okay.
I saw it, I just can't remember.
Next week, 2 people are getting voted out.
That's right. 2 people go home, and it'd probably be a guy and a girl.
Well, I don't know about
Well, there
that.
was 2 idols.
Yeah,
there
but-
was the 2 necklaces. So
Yeah,
one would be a girl for winning, and one would be the guy for the winning. Because they've done that plenty of times.
Oh, okay. Well, you mean 2 immunities?
Yeah, it's 2 immunity.
Oh,
necklaces.
okay. I see. Right. That's
Yeah,
right.
sorry, 2 necklaces.
Oh, okay. That I understand. Somehow,
is-
I don't think if they've said there's going to be 2 vote-offs next week, right? I don't think it'll be that straightforward.
No, this is the
There'll
thing.
be a twist here.
Because
somewhere.
because the thing is, if everyone wants Michael gone, well, who's the second person?
Exactly.
Maybe I need Michael
Yeah, exactly.
to
That's
save
right.
my ass.
Look, in one sense, that's what I was thinking. Like, it might actually play in Michael's favour that if there's 2 votes, but on the other hand, the 2 easiest votes are Michael and Jenna.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
On the other hand, it's also beneficial for the audience because nothing's going on strategy.
Exactly. That's right.
This
yeah.
helps. This is where
If they actually get rid of Michael and Jenna, right, it pretty much leaves the war between Dom, Wendell, Donathan, and Laurel,
yeah,
and the rest.
and the rest who aren't doing anything. The only
Exactly.
strategic thinking person there at that time was Des, who
Yeah.
just tried to do too much. Wanted needed to do it, but I feel like she just
I
spoke
think-
to too many people.
I think the problem with Des is this, and she, in her one-on-one on camera, she pretty much said it. She said, "I've been going along with the votes, and finally it's the last time for me to play my game, right?" And this is my point about, you've really got to start making moves prior to merge.
Yeah.
She had no practice, and it showed.
Yeah, and it also was like, I need a resume, panic
Yeah.
stations.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I've got to do it quick and...
You got to start making, even if they're only small moves, prior to merge, so that by the time you get to merge, you understand how to do the things you want to do.
Yeah.
But Desiree had no understanding, and that's one of the things that let her down.
Yeah,
I
and
think.
her need to do it. Like,
Exactly.
It
It's
wasn't
panic.
about... Yeah, it was this
Like-
panic, like, I don't have a resume, who's
Yeah.
going to vote for me? Well, no one. You're
Well,
correct.
Look, the problem is
Who's
she
gonna-
panicked about something. Like, nobody there has a resume.
Yeah,
Except
that's-
Michael.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like, I
No
mean,
one's got a resume.
yeah. She was saying, Callan's going to win hands down if she's next to me. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
What's
like,
she done?
You know, Wendell might be able to say some stuff about his...
He can say he built a kitchen.
Yeah, but he's also had
Lounge
some
room.
sort of, some social discussions
Oh,
and
no,
trying
look,
to...
I'm sure he
but
could
there's-
claim that, but it's not.
It's
Nobody
nothing.
can sit there and say, look, I can claim you,
Yeah,
you, and
yeah,
you.
yeah.
You know?
Or just my strategic
Yeah.
thoughts on, I orchestrated this moment, I moved when I had to move,
Yeah, exactly.
I shuffled pieces around.
That's right.
No one's done that. And, I just feel Dom and Wendell might have a chance.
No,
Because
Dom and Wendell, I think, are the best.
Yeah.
They've got the best claim at the moment, but it's not much of a claim.
It's not much of a claim from what we've seen
No.
before. So it's nice to... Because you and like... With the Australian seasons, we get so many twists, or
Yeah.
not as much this season, but the first season, there were so many twists and turns to try and shake the game up, and we were against the
But
twists and
as we
turns.
saw in the second season, you don't need to do
You don't
that.
need to do that, but when you have a bunch of contestants who aren't playing the game very well,
No.
you need to shake it up. You need to give
Yeah.
them a double elimination to make them go, crap, we can't be
Yeah.
Navidi to the end.
Well, look, all I think is if you threw some of the other contestants we've seen recently, just like Chrissy or Ben in there,
Yeah.
they'd be ruling this lot. I just think the state of play in the game is in a lull.
Mm.
I think you're right. I think this blindness about Navidi Malolo has got them blind to the actual structure
Yeah,
of
what the
tribes are
game's
on.
about.
Yeah, what the
what's
game's
the game
about.
about? It's
It's
about
really
you getting
weird.
to the end, not sitting there floating
Mm.
on it. It's like, you need, and that's, Des was like, I don't have a resume. No, because you've done nothing, and
Yeah.
neither has anyone else.
Neither has
Why?
anyone else.
You've sat there,
Yeah.
played the big bully, majority rules,
Yeah.
and Dom and Wendell did say something to Michael, which I'm like, yes, that's correct. The strong guys, we need to stick together. It's not going to happen. It's just
No,
talk.
That's right.
But yeah, you do, because you'll be picked off.
Look,
You got,
Dom was clearly just trying to get Michael's vote for that
of course,
tribal,
because
right?
Michael was.
and
just-
I think Michael knew it because he was like, "Yeah, right." He
Yeah.
wasn't like,
And
"Oh, this is great. This is a lifeline." He was just like, "Yeah, right."
And on top of that, Dez's reaction, it's a big, Dez's reaction was crazy. That was.
I think. Well, actually, this is the other
she just
thing.
went all as crazy as we've seen on the
I
show.
think her nail in the coffin was every time somebody talked about it, she got up and was
she
really.
arced up.
She arced up, right? What she should have done was just sat back and gone, "Look, I've voted for you. I've voted with you up until now. So that's like for the last 12 councils, 12 tribals, I've voted with you." She's telling a lie.
Yeah.
It's up to you what you believe. You know, if she had relaxed
Yeah,
about
she
it,
wasn't relaxed at all. She
no.
was just fire.
I know, and it was like, oh man, like
You're digging a grave.
that's right. You're digging your own grave, and that's
Yeah.
what I thought. Like, you know, even when Laura went off to talk to Dom, she ran over and was
Yeah.
like, "Rah, rah, rah, rah." I was like, just
Is
shut
that
up
all
and
we got to
relax.
say? Is
Yeah.
that it? Is that the end of the conversation? Good.
That's it, right? And then Dom watches the walk around and goes, "There's something wrong."
Yeah, like it's human behaviour, and
Yeah.
that's out of character for Des.
Yeah, she should have just said, "Hey, this is just a lie on her part. I've voted with you for," and relaxed about it. Just gone. It's a lie.
Or
That's all she had
even,
to say.
even if you didn't want to do that, you could just go to Dom and be like, "Look, Laurel's taking what I said out of context.
Exactly.
I said maybe we should think about shaking something up, and I did. I didn't say you two. This is who I
Yeah.
wanted to vote out."
Well,
And it's
exactly.
she's
Go-
gone off and told and
Well,
tried
grab
to speak,
grab
try and-
Callan and Chelsea and Angela
Yeah.
and sit down with them and go, "Look, I don't know. These four are obviously desperate, and they're telling this lie about me,
Yeah.
right? I don't like, and that just leave it.
Or even like, and even because Callan's so strong, believed she was so in with them, be like, I was just thinking with Dom and Wendell, but Laurel's obviously with Dom and Wendell, and I didn't know, and she's now thrown your name
Yeah,
under the bus.
exactly.
So maybe we've got to get rid of Laurel.
That way, she could have moved it on to Dom
Yeah,
Wendell,
but
maybe.
this anger and this aggression.
I think she did. I think you're right. Like there, she could have. She went the denial path, but maybe she should have gone half denial, half
You
truth,
have
and
to,
said,
yeah, you have to play.
"I didn't say you. I was actually trying to get them on board so we could get rid of Dom and Wendell."
Yeah,
Right? And then Callan would be, "Oh, okay, that's actually not
yeah,
a bad
yeah,
plan."
yeah. We'll keep it quiet.
Yeah.
But this, so she just had this in her head, like she said in her when
Yeah,
she was
yeah.
at the end. She's like, I had so many plans. I had all this stuff
Yeah,
I wanted
no,
to
yeah.
do, and this is her thing. I wanted to be the hero. I wanted to be able to say, I did it. This was because of me. It was because of me. And then this obsession and this need to kind of,
Yeah.
and then it blew up in her face. Became this whole panic and deny. My whole game's unraveling. I've got stuff I want to do. I wanted to be a champion, but I'm not. You know, look, I'm disappointed.
Oh, look, I want to see some. I want to see some players step
I
up.
want to see some play. Yeah,
Right? I just want to see some people playing the game instead of just voting numbers.
yeah.
Because look, at the end of the day, a numbers game isn't that interesting.
The numbers game serves like the
And it
people
doesn't-
at the top.
And exactly, it only serves the top 3 or 4, right? If you're
Yeah.
not top 3 or 4 and you're playing a numbers game, you're not winning the game.
Yeah, and
You're gone.
And as we see with Des, she realised she's not at the top 3 or 4, and she's left it too late.
Yeah.
You should have been playing
Yeah.
before. You should have, and even
But it comes back to something I say a long time. If you're in that majority, you really have to watch how many of the minority are being voted out, because you will at some stage need
you
them.
need them.
So if there's too many of them voted out, if you let it go too long, you've got no hope.
Yeah,
And I just feel like if Des did want to make the move, she probably needed to do it 2 votes ago.
yeah. Or she needed
Right.
at least to start building bonds.
Yeah,
2 votes
something.
ago. When you start to when you legitimately just go, we're not talking to any Malolo, we're done.
Yeah.
Malolo are dead in the water.
Yes, that's it.
Well, you've really screwed your game, because
Yeah,
now
yeah.
when you need them, they just go, oh, you need us now.
Yeah,
Well, it's just because I'm left, I'm the
Yeah.
only one left. Why can't I just go? Because you didn't want to talk to me before. It's just really, as a survivor, I feel like I'm a super fan, but I'm probably not.
well, no, but
I just love the show.
in one sense, Ghost Island is the Superfan series. Ghost Island should be the Superfan series. Like,
yeah, we're getting all
you
our
know-
relics.
exactly, you're getting all the relics, so the players who should be there are the ones who actually know, who have watched most of the season, know where the relics come from, who the good players were, how they went out, stuff like that. And I don't see the play level of people who have actually been, who are that.
And how many of these curses have been reversed? I think 1 or 2.
I think, well, Dom
The
reversed
legacy-
one
he with the legacy
with the
advantage.
legacy. Michael's reversed
Rest with the stick, and
The stick.
and also James's
and James's.
Dingo, though it wasn't played as well as he wanted it to, but he did a very good
He
job.
did a really good job.
But the other ones that have come out have just
Yeah.
just gone in left home. They've got
Yeah.
they've gone home with the idol. With it. It's
Well,
like
Chris went home with one.
Chris, he
Morgan
went
went.
home.
No, Morgan didn't go. She didn't play the thing. But
Well, she was going to reverse.
Yeah.
Luckily, Dom reversed the curse.
Dom reversed the curse. Who else?
Well, Wendell still hasn't had a chance
yeah,
yet.
true.
And Donathan hasn't had a chance yet. But I don't see Donathan reversing the curse.
Well, look, I think Donathan's a soldier, and
I don't see. It's just.
I don't think he'll have to play it.
It just really upsets me when I watch the show and no one's playing the show.
I know. Look, I do too. Look, yeah, and I think one of the constant themes from the Malolo since Merge, as they've been voted out, and I think Libby said it, not the episode she got voted out, but the one before. No, it was Laurel. Sorry, it was Laurel. She said, "We want to play the game, but they won't talk to us."
No.
And that's what she said in Tribal.
And Libby had some ability to play. She'd proven that already. She was thinking outside of the box.
But when and I think it comes back to what you said about the divide. If one side simply will not talk to you,
what can you do?
There's no game to play.
The only way you can is now get yourself a hidden idol.
Yeah.
Guarantee you're the vote.
Yeah.
Play it. You have to play. The only way I can think of doing it is just say if I was Michael and I had the stick.
Yeah.
I want the vote to come to me, but I need
to make all the votes come to me.
I need to get everyone to come to me.
Yeah.
It's so hard to play because you also have people that still are on the out. It's easier when there's smaller numbers left.
I think when Michael played his stick, he ended up getting 8 votes.
He got them. Yeah,
right. And I think Libby got 2. She went home with 2, and Wendell had 1. Right. All he needed. This is the problem. If Donathan and Laurel weren't Wendell and Dom's soldiers, they could have actually sent someone home that night.
Yeah.
If they had voted together, they could have gone, okay, Wendell, we'll pick Wendell, or whoever it was, But the problem is for Michael is, even if he does that, all he's got is Jenna and Libby.
It's really
at that stage. Now he's only.
But he didn't
Jenna.
even have Jenna. Jenna didn't.
I know
vote,
Jenna
did he?
did.
Jenna, I feel Jenna's Navidi more than anything else.
I don't think she's Navidi, but I think Navidi come to her and tell her who to vote for, and she goes yes.
I don't it. Just what do you do in that? How do you shake the game up? And I'm so happy to see this double vote next week.
I am too. Look,
just to cause a bit of chaos, because the chaos we're getting is just, especially
Navidi is really strange because there are about 8 of them, right? At some stage, if you're in Navidi, you got to sit there and think to yourself, hang on, am I in the top 4 or the bottom 4? And if you come to the conclusion you're in the bottom 4, you should be grabbing Malolo, as Desiree did, right? Or tried to, and go, well, I need to change the game.
It up. And I guess it comes down to the fact that it's it's not about, and I say this all the time, you've got to have at least one person that's just you and them, or a group of 3.
Well, Wendell and Dom.
It's a Wendell and Dom, and that's why I find that, and they've also got your Donathan and Laurel, who aren't Navidi, but they can play, they can switch around whenever they want to. They haven't needed to because, yes, they've got their 2, but they're also the top of the food chain.
That's right.
So they don't need to do anything at the moment.
No, exactly.
But it's everyone else who is letting the show down, letting the fans down by not doing anything. By not sitting there and going, geez, especially after the whole alpha male Dom and Chris showdown, because they're both wanting to lead the tribe, or both feel like they've got so much power, and now you've got rid of one, and it's like, well, we've just and this was going to be the same thing, we've just let him go on and happily float at the top like the king with, it's just...
Actually, now you bring it up, there's only 2 couples in the whole show. That's Dom and Wendell and Donathan and Laurel.
And they're together to a degree.
Yeah, they're together, but all I mean is Callan hasn't got a second.
No.
Right? Michael doesn't have a second.
No. Well, Michael had Libby as much as he could have a second at that time.
Yeah, exactly right. But that was it, right?
Yes,
but I wouldn't call it a second. Him and Libby never got together. And we'll stick together. And
they were through necessity.
Necessity, right? So
Sebastian by himself.
Yeah,
they're all just playing this game where they're just in a big clump. And
that's right.
Where you need to really build okay, you and I need to get to the end.
Yeah.
We can't get to the end sitting here because those are just above us. So how can we manipulate the game into our favour? And no one has that. And I think it's so important that you forget, from day one, you forget the tribe.
Yeah,
It's not
exactly.
about the tribe. Yes,
Ah.
it's about the tribe in the challenges.
Well, only for
always-
the first half of the game. Then after that, it's gone
Well,
completely.
well, but you should, yeah, but it's gone completely. But you should be looking into it in the sense like, okay, within this, I still want to get myself to the top. Yes, we
Oh,
want to
of
win. We don't
course.
want to go to
Yeah,
tribal.
yeah,
We don't
yeah.
want to go to tribal. But the minute we need to vote someone out, who can we vote out?
Look, the other thing is, where was Angela's war? Angela wants to create a war. Here's a perfect opportunity for you to create a war because guess what? There's chaos going on. She could have gone
Well,
and
she's
spread
too busy.
all these rumours and made a war of it. Instead, she just shuts up.
Because she's Navidi strong. There's no.
It's just crazy.
It's really hard to watch.
It is.
I'm frustrated. And the more I talk about it, the more I just get more frustrated over the shit that we're seeing.
Look, it can't go on much longer.
And especially, you've had a team, the Malolo have just had a shitstorm for the whole when before the merge.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
not.
yeah.
They're not winning anything.
No.
This is a perfect time to use a decimated tribe to your advantage, and
Yeah.
no one has. It's still just pick them
I
off,
know, I know.
and there's no benefit for that ever.
I just feel like, next week, we will not see a war between Navidi yet, right? Next week, 2 Malolas go home, which will be Michael and Jenna, right?
I hope you're wrong.
And then the week after is when it'll start. But then they'll be so unprepared for it. I think Dom and Wendell are just going to roll over the top of the rest of them.
Yeah, and it is also on top of that, I'll be so unprepared for it. But it's also going to get to the point where it's like we've had very very lucky final tribals in the past where it's like people didn't get as pissed off.
Yeah, true.
This style of gameplay, and we saw with Callan. Shit, if she went home then, if she went home that night, come final tribal, she would have been, and Des had made it, and Des had made it to the end.
Yeah.
You've got people that are just pissed off at you for betraying trust, and
I don't think...
because people forget there's a game going on because you're all
Yeah.
just happy La La Land.
Well, I think Chris and Libby are pretty fine. I don't think they're going to hold any grudges.
Yeah, no.
Right? But there's a couple there who I think will,
Yeah.
right? But no, look, I just want the game to pick up, and
So you're still saying you're going to say Michael and Jenna.
I'm going to say Michael and Jenna
Cool.
going
I'm
home.
going to have faith in the game
Oh,
and
gosh.
hope that it does pick up.
Oh, I hope so too. But
And I'm going to say who goes home. I'm going to say. Oh shit! I gotta know the names better than I do. Who got no vote? Who was the one who got no vote?
Angela.
Angela's gonna go, and Wendell.
Oh, no.
I know, but I'm just hoping I get
No.
a Wendell will be a curveball.
No, look,
A
I think...
Wendell or a Dom will be a curveball, and if that happens, now we can start.
Look, it
Try
probably
and-
won't pan out this way, but I think Cullen's going to demand Michael, and I
Yeah.
think Dom and Wendell will decide to give him to her.
Nah, maybe they get rid of Kellen. Get rid of her.
No, because Dom thinks he needs her at the moment. That's why.
No, he just needs Michael. Just switch
No,
it
that's
out.
why he tried to convince Callan to vote Des, and that's why she did in the end. I think
Nah.
he thinks he needs her, so he'll keep her happy by getting rid of Michael. And I think Jenna will just be casually like, okay, if we're voting Michael, we might as well get rid of Jenna.
Okay.
You know, so.
Well, I'm hoping we get a mix-up, a shake-up, and the
Oh,
game
I
starts
do
to
too.
play. But
But look, we don't know. All we've seen is that there's 2 votes next week. We don't
Yeah.
know what the twist is. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a twist in there somewhere.
yeah.
Like you said, there's probably going to be a double immunity. If Michael and Jenna win the
Well, there is
immunity,
2 necklaces.
Yeah,
So yeah.
But that's what I mean. That could be the change-up. If
Yeah.
Michael and Jenna win immunity,
Yeah.
then, it's time for the...
Well, I feel like Michael's due. I feel like
Wow.
he's due
That's right. It'd be good if he actually...
because he knows he knows he needs it.
To tell you the truth, this episode I was sitting there going, please win
Oh,
the
they all
immunity,
drop like
Michael.
flies.
And the only reason I'm saying that is not because I particularly like Michael. I mean, I do like him, but the reason I'm saying is because if he won immunity, that would force them to actually look
It
at
does
somebody
force
else.
them to play the game.
Yeah, exactly.
And we need
That's-
that. We need them to be
So-
forced. Because whether he has a hidden one or not, if he's got
Exactly.
an idol, they're not forced to change any game.
Exactly.
They're just like, well, if he may have an idol, we have to split our
Yeah.
votes. If he does 100% win that necklace at the
Exactly.
challenge, we now have no other option. We know.
have to.
So the game has to, they have to tear each other apart.
Yeah.
So I'm with you. I want him to win. He's got to win
Yeah,
it to
I
make
want
the game.
him and Jenna to win so that next week there's no easy,
Easy vote.
Malolo,
Yeah,
right? If they both win, then Nvidia, you got to look at Nvidia and go, okay, it's time.
yeah.
And once that
Go
war
for the
kicks off,
jugular.
yeah, go for the jugular. And I want to see that happen.
I want to see that happen too because I
'Cause
need
it's-
that to happen.
The longer this goes on, the more. Well, I don't want to say it's dull, but it's just.
It is though.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited for the challenges and I'm enjoying the challenges, but I'm also I'm lacking my gameplay and it's dull. Just
Yeah.
if that's the case, show me more challenges.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, just
okay.
that's all I want to watch.
Anyway, I guess that's
That's
it.
it. That wraps us up
Yeah.
for the week. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
We're the Inwits.
Robin,
Take care, Jack.
catch ya.
See ya.